nice and slow. Make sure you take good observation as you come through the hedge here, up and down the footpath. Then once it's clear, move out onto Broomhill Road. Try and get your speed up as quickly as you can. This is a 50 zone here, so if you can get up to 50 and into fourth gear, that's what the testers would like to see. Just keeping an eye on the cars on the right here. Oncoming cars a little bit out. Down to the end of the road, then we're going to turn left. So just watch, this is a stop junction. So make sure you come to a complete stop. It's hard to see the line here, but just stop before the line. Once you stop, then move out very slightly. Have a look, make sure it's safe. Don't go out straight away from the stop line, because you can't see up the road from that point, and you may pull out and end up pulling out in front of somebody. Straight ahead of the lights here on Green Hills Road. Take the next right, which is just coming up around the bend here. This brings us into Timon. Always make sure when you stop behind the car, you leave enough room to get by them if anything happens, so you should be able to see their back wheels if you can. We have a filter light here now, so we can proceed, but it's changed to amber, so we're going to stop. So an amber light means stop once it's safe to do so. The light's gone green. We're moving forward into the box, so you must move straight away. Remember now, if this light changes to red while you're here, you must go once it's safe to do so. If you stay here and block the junction, you're going to get an automatic fail on your driving test. So we're either looking for a gap in the traffic, the filter light to come on, or the light to change to red. So it looks like there's a gap here after this car, and we're going to turn. Just check to your right, make sure it's safe. We're going to take the next right again. Again, mirrors, signal, moving into position in the right lane, and turning around the center of the road. Staying in second gear over this ramp, turning left here, mirrors and signal into Timonville Avenue. Again, keeping reasonably close to the left. Just follow the road around to the right here onto Timonville Park. Once around here, then the test will normally get you to pull in and stop for the hill start. So just check your mirrors, signal left, pull in reasonably close to the curb. Important here, once you stop, turn off your indicator. Make sure you apply your handbrake back into neutral. Okay, so once the tester tells you then to move off, just check your mirrors, signal, make sure you check your blind spot. Off when it's safe to do so. Down to the end of this road, we're going to be turning left. Again, mirrors, signal. Keeping reasonably close to the left, back into first gear. These junctions, you really need to come out in first gear. They're closed junctions. If you come out in second, there's a good chance you're going to pick up a mark for observation, turning left or right, coming out too fast. The end of this road, then we're going to be turning right. So again, mirrors, signal, and back into first gear. Look left and right. Head then if it's safe. Just keeping out from the parked cars. Don't weave in and out. Only move in if there's a vehicle coming towards you. Watching here, there's some glass on the road, so we just want to avoid that. Just coming around the bend here now. This corner coming up on the left is the one they normally use for the reverse. So they normally pull you in just after this ramp here and just ask you to pull in and stop, and then explain what they want you to do. Then they get you to drive past this road, pull in and stop, and then reverse back around the corner. Once you've completed the reverse, you come back out and you're proceeding on down this road here. There's another corner here on the left I sometimes use if the other one is not available. Turn right at the next junction. Be careful here, there's no road markings. A lot of people here cut the corner. Make sure you turn around the center of the road. And then they'll ask you to pull in and stop for the turnabout maneuver. So when the tester pulls you in for the turnabout, he'll ask you to turn the car around on the road to face the opposite way, and that you may go over and back more than once if necessary. So check your mirrors, signal right into first gear. Just before moving off, then look all around, left and right, over your left and right shoulder, all your blind spots. Really slow with the car, really quick with the steering wheel. Try and get this completed in 3 movements if you can. It is a turnabout, it's not a 3-point turn, but if you take 5 maneuvers to do it and the tester thinks you could have done it in 3, you could get marked. So looking left and right, we're watching the car coming out of the driveway here, but he spotted us, so we're just going to continue straight down to the end of the road, and we're going to go right. Usually after the turnabout, the tester may pull you in, and probably will pull you in and ask you to do the hand signals. So again, coming out of the junction nice and slow, and then right again here onto Castle Timon Road. Looking left and right, make sure the road is clear, and then moving on. There's a lot of ramps on this road, but they're reasonably low, so you can more likely do them in 3rd gear. Sometimes if there's a gap between the ramps, you shouldn't be going back up to 4th. Approaching the ramp, off the gas, take it reasonably slow over. Once over it, then back on the gas. Here there's a good gap, so we're going to go back into 4th gear. But as you approach the next ramp, just ease off the gas, gentle braking, and back into 3rd. Don't go over these ramps in 4th gear. 3rd gear is generally okay. The next ramp is fairly close, so we're not going to change up gear. We'll stay in 3rd gear, but there is a good gap after this one. Bit of gas then into 4th. You'll watch we have a cyclist up ahead. Now once we get through the lights here, we're going to just ease off the gas, then gentle braking, back up into 3rd gear. We can't overtake the cyclist here. We've got hatch markings, we've got a car approaching as well from the right. We're going to be turning left at the next junction, so we're going to let the cyclist go because we don't know whether he's going left or right. He may pull out in front of us, so just hang back. Looks like he's going left, so lights are red anyway, so there's no point in rushing it. Staying out of the cycle track, just check your mirrors, indicate left. He's on his cycle track now, so we can just pass safely. Down to this roundabout. It's the only roundabout on the test route. We're going all the way around and coming back up the road. Third exit. Watch for the pedestrian crossing on the roundabout. Again on the approach, back into second gear, nice and slow. Glancing to the right, make sure there's nobody coming around. Keep your indicator on. If it goes off, put it back on again. Don't get too close to the roundabout. And then coming back off, mirror, signal left. Again, make sure there's nobody starting to cross on the pedestrian crossing. If there is, make sure you stop. I'm going to take the next left then into Glenview. So again, mirror, signal. Keeping reasonably close to the left. Take the next right then. Again, not cutting the corner, just coming around the centre of the road. Just be careful here in Glenview Estate, the ramps here are quite high. And there's also shops here on the left hand side. So you just want to watch for any vehicles coming in or out. Couple of corners up here they could use for the reverse as well. This one up here on the left is one they often use. At the end of this road here then we're going to turn right. So it is a yield junction, but again just be careful, don't cut the corner. Car ahead has turned a bit too early. So looking left and right, make sure there's nobody coming. At the end of this road then we're turning left out onto the main road into Tallaght. Just be careful here. Again, you see there's a stop line, a stop sign. It's set well back, so stop and then move forward and go if it's safe. So you don't have to stay behind the stop line, but you must stop before it. Back out onto the main road again, try and get up to 50 and into fourth gear as quickly as you can. The testers are looking for progress here. Just coming up past Lidl on the left hand side, so just watch for any cars coming in or out. Up the main junction here we're going to be turning right. This can cause some problems from time to time, just with cars coming through the hatch marking, so you just need to be very careful. You can also see the speed limit changes to 30 kilometers an hour here, but you're generally not going to be going much faster than that anyway. The traffic is usually quite heavy. Just while we're waiting here, we're just going to apply the handbrake back into neutral. There's no point sitting in first gear. Traffic's starting to move now, so we're getting ready to go with them. We're going to be turning right when we get up to the traffic lights, so you could signal from about here at the bus stop. Just keep an eye here, be very careful. I said we have hatch markings on the right. A lot of cars and vehicles drive up through the hatch markings, which you're obviously not allowed to do. Just going past the junction here, make sure not to stop in the yellow box. So the traffic is starting to move off and we need to move into the right hand lane here, so just following the cars. Again, check to your right very carefully, mirrors, even a quick blind spot check, because you could have vehicles coming up on the right. This junction is controlled by arrows, so we have to wait for the right turning arrow to come on before proceeding. Way back down Green Hills Road again. It's still a 50 zone here. It does become 60 a little further on. Just be careful not to break the speed limit at this point. So you can 60-kilometer-an-hour zone here. Now, generally the traffic is quite heavy here. You probably won't be able to get to 60. We have another junction here as well, the junction with Ayrton Road. We're going straight ahead. And then we're going to be taking the next right. It's just past the garage here on the right hand side. A lot of people go wrong on this turn. They overshoot it. They swan neck, so make sure you turn at the right point, and it's just really at the end of the hatch marking. So you'll see the hatch markings here just on your right hand side. Really just at the very end of these you want to be turning. So we have to wait for oncoming traffic. If you go down any further you're going to be going in behind parked cars. So again, just check to your right, make sure it's safe. Turn around the centre of the road. A lot of cars parked down here, so just be careful and try and keep it doors width where possible. We're going to be taking the next left, which is going to take us around the back of Power City. Mirror signal. Just nice and smooth coming around. Again, we can see there's parked cars up ahead, so we're just staying out from them. Don't go in behind them and then come out at the last moment. You're going to get marked for reaction to hazard if you do that. The road is quite uneven. It's probably going to be resurfaced soon. So down to the end here we're going to go left. Again, just nice and slow coming out back into first gear. The NCT centre to the right here, so you could get cars coming in and out. At the end of this road then we're going left onto Green Hills Road and then back immediately right onto Broomhill Road, just coming back then towards the end of the test. It is a yield junction here again, but you really do have to stop here because traffic can come quite fast from the right. Just having a look, nobody there. And then we're turning right onto Broomhill Road. Again, don't overshoot the turn. Turning around the centre of the road. We have a parked car up ahead, just keeping out from that. The van is pulling in, so we're just going to stay out. Parked cars on the left here. Now there's space for 2 cars to pass here, but be careful if there's a van or a truck coming down, you won't have room. Just heading back up Broomhill Road, heading towards the test centre. As you come up here, the tester will give you the direction that you're coming towards the end of your test. Just make your way into the car park and find a suitable place to park. So check your mirrors, indicate left, just dropping back into second gear, nice and slow. As you come in here then, just back into first gear, glance left and right, particularly to the right, make sure there's nobody there. Just find a suitable place to park. We just go in on our left here. So again, just make sure it's nice and straight, and that's the end of Route 1.